Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday Toybox Edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Thundercracker. Let's get into it! Let's start things off by taking a look at the figure and accessories in the alt mode. And here we have, in case we need them, handy dandy tweezers. And first up, it comes with this nice little collector's card with some great artwork of Thundercracker on it. It says Thundercracker here and gives you half a Decepticon logo. And on the back, it gives you Transformers Generations Hasbro print. And it's from 2014. Then we have the handy dandy instruction manual, and this is printed on like some glossy, higher quality paper, I guess, than what we see these days. And here we have the instructions nicely printed, or clearly printed. Fairly easy to follow. And also nicely illustrated. Meaning they did a good job drawing the pictures. Now let's get into the weapons. You have 3 pairs of guns. We have this one. You can see it's got a post here, and then it has a port up here on the top. And then here's another gun. It's exactly the same post, port on the top. They're both nicely detailed, at least on the top and the sides. Under the bottom, a little bit gappy, but nothing out of the ordinary for Transformers, especially of this era. And again, here's another another set of the weapons. You can see, I'll show you how these go on in a minute, but there's another port there and a post here, and again it's all hollow up in here. This actually has a reason to be hollow, and then nicely detailed, all molded in black plastic. And here's the other one again. We'll take a look at how those go on in a minute. And then here is the first of the last set of weapons. Again, nicely molded detail and some hollowness under here. It's got a post here. This one has no port unless you count that, but I don't think that really counts. It's just for decoration. And molded in colored plastic. And here's the second one. Again, nice molded details in it. And here is old Thundercracker himself in his alt mode. And I have to say, you know, this plain mode looks pretty darn good. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a retool of the Thrilling 30 Jetfire or Skyfire. I forget which one they call him, but you'll notice he has several ports on the wings and here underneath. Nice Decepticon tempo, yeah. And then some colors up under here. He does have a landing gear, and it will open and close. Nice details in the cockpit. Nice translucent colored canopy. Nice striping along the wings with some Decepticon tampos. And then here you can see there's some clips here where I believe the big jetpack piece for Jetfire would clip in on that Thrilling 30 Jetfire. And then it's got some nice decos along the fins here. And yeah, the underside is a little messy. It's not too bad. Visible hand syndrome, the back of his head. And of course, I mean, you can clearly make out some robot parts there, but from the side, it's really not too bad. And of course, on the top, it's fantastic. On the back side, it's a little messy back here. And there we go. But overall, I have to say, it's a pretty nice alt mode. Now, let's go ahead and lay these flat so we can talk about the accessory storage. And you know what? I forgot. There is one more weapon. And it's this, a spring-loaded missile launcher. And it does not take much at all for this to fire. There is the activator switch right there, or the release switch, whatever you want to call it. But the missile just plugs in till it stops, and there it went. And I didn't even mean to shoot it then. So there is that. Something you really don't get to see in Transformers anymore. And here is a close look at the missile. Not really much to talk about. And then here is the missile launcher. It's got some ports here on the side, post for the handle. And it does have nice molded details, all molded in colored plastic. There you can see a screw right there. Okay, now let's talk about accessory storage in the alt mode. And you'll notice there's ports right here, and then posts on these guns, and they fit over the landing gear wheels here in the back, and just go right into place and fit right over that section pretty well. And again, you do that again on the other side as well. So there's that. Then as far as the way I like to do these, on the inside ports here, take those two into place. And you can put these on the inside or the outside. I just prefer them on the inside. Then the last set of guns goes in the outside port. And again, you can put these any way you want them. You don't have to put these on here at all if you don't want to. And of course, if you want to, you know, you can port stuff into here however you want to do it. And then that's how those store. And then the missile launcher, there's a port right here in the nose cone, and it goes right in there. And again, you can port those smaller guns or the bigger ones, whatever you want to do. There's these ports here on the sides, and you can put those in there. I'm not going to put that missile back in here because it's just going to launch off again. But there's how he looks, all weaponed up. So again, overall, I have to say he's pretty nice looking in the alt mode, except on the bottom. But what Seeker is it messy looking when you turn them upside down. Well, there you have it, my friends. A look at Combiner Wars Thundercracker in his alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Combiner Wars Leader Class Thundercracker with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Alternate Universe Leader Class Optimus Prime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And one of the first things you want to do is remove most of the accessories, the guns. So I have removed 5 of the guns, the missile launcher, and the other 4 under the wing guns. These you can remove if you want, but they just go right back on in the same place. So I don't really see any reason to do that. So after that, let's close the landing gear. And then we'll flip these down. And then here, you'll see there's a tab and there's a slot. And it's like that on both sides. So you want to loosen those up. Then there's a double hinge right here. And this just kind of lifts straight up. And then you can lift it like that, and then it folds back down. You can see there's an I-beam shaped tab there that fits in that I-beam shaped slot. So, alright. So there is that. And then I do believe got these 2 little flaps right here that we want to flip up, and then I think there we go. That piece comes loose. You can see it's on a double hinge as well. And it goes back behind like so. And this piece is on another hinge here. And I don't want to force it too much because it will break. This is not the best quality feeling plastic. So, anybody who's messed with Transformers knows that, you know, fear of breaking it because the plastic has gotten weak. Alright, there's a hinge piece here. So that hinges out like that. Then you can straighten the legs up. And then the arms here, there's this piece that's split all the way to this hinge, and you want to separate them, and you can see there's some tabs and slots in here where they connect up together, and you want to tilt these up at this hinge right here. And I think you want to take the legs and put them down this way. And then they rotate. There's a mushroom pig right in the thigh. And this piece. Oh. Alright, we close these pieces down on this straight piece right here. And we'll rotate that leg. I'll go ahead and rotate it. And then these stay closed. I guess you can go ahead and spin the head around if you want to. And then this piece will all lift up on this hinge right here. And then, well, I guess this piece don't go all the way up straight. As you'll see, there's a tab, and I'm out of frame, of course. There's a tab right here and a slot right here. So those go together, and that holds in this piece into place, and you do the same thing over on the other side. And then flip the feet out. And then you see these pieces would go right back where they were. So if you pulled them off earlier, you go ahead and pop those back on. And then the way that the instructions show for these, the instructions are actually showing no, they're not. I'm just a dingle butt. They're actually showing that you put these right back here on the outside ports of the wings. And then these larger guns port in right here on the forearms, the outside of the forearms. And the missile launching gun just he holds in his hand. Now again, you have options that you can put these on the sides, or I guess you could put these on the sides of it if that's something you wanted to do. But there we have it, my friends. The figure all transformed. Well, let's take a look at the figure in his robot mode. And overall, I have to say, it's a pretty cool looking version of Thundercracker or the Seekers. However you want to do it. It's got some nice silver paint apps on here. Nice Decepticon Tampo. Some nice paint here. And there are some places where it's molded in color. And that's okay. Some paint apps here, black and silver. And then some paint apps inside the turbines. And other than that, everything that we talked about in alt mode holds true as far as the deco goes. Even nice paint on the face and the eyes. And the vent things on the side of the head is pretty cool too. And this piece right in the center appears to have a paint app to it as well. No light pip for this guy though, at least as far as I can tell. Now, as far as his articulation goes, let's take a look at the side here. He can look up that high, which is pretty darn good. And then he looks straight ahead. He doesn't have any chicken neck. He doesn't have any waggle. He can do the full exorcist, and if you notice, the whole neck rotates 360 degrees rather than just the head on the neck. At the shoulders, with the weapon on, which is how you're going to have him most of the time anyway, he can raise his arm up that high, and then he can raise it up over his head. It would do a 360 degree rotation. However, the wings are in the way, and then you have to watch out for that. It comes loose. Then there is a mushroom peg right here at the upper bicep that allows for rotation. Again, without the weapon on it, it would do a full 360 degrees, but with the weapon on it, it does not. And at the elbow, single hinge and ratcheted, and it gives you slightly better than 90 degrees. There's nothing really at the waist. I say really, there's nothing at the waist. At the hips, well, that one came undone. So you got some pretty strong ratchets in there. But he can give you that much of the splits. And as we discussed before, at the thigh, there is a mushroom peg there. It doesn't really go 360 degrees. It'll go this far and this far. So, and then he does have a ratcheted single joint at the knee, and it does go past 90 degrees. So that's actually pretty good. This piece wants to flap a little bit because it doesn't really peg in. Now at the ankles, there's no tilt, but as you notice, the feet are tilted, so he does have to kind of stand with his legs spread apart. And as far as tilt goes, there's some ankle tilt, but that's mostly due, well, that's really just due to transformation. This is before we were getting that kind of ankle articulation in Transformers, unless it had to do with transformation. Well, there you have it, my friends. A look at Thundercracker in his robot mode. For our final set of robot mode comparisons, in the back we have Combiner Wars Leader Class Thundercracker. In the front row we have the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee. And the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy Earthrise Leader Class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on Transformers Combiner Wars Leader Class Thundercracker, I have to say the bot mode on this guy, he's a bit bulky. The backpack is a little messy. And the arm cannons are just huge. And adds a lot of bulk to this guy that he really doesn't need. Now, some of these weapons, I mean, you could take them all off and it's going to help some, especially on the arms, and you can even use, you know, different stuff here and there, swap pieces out to make it, you know, more thinner. As far as the alt mode goes on this guy, I really like it. It's messy on the bottom, of course, because what Transformers plane is not messy on the bottom. The side, however, it does give a pretty good silhouette, and the top-down view is really, really good, and I really like that they went and added a lot of detail, especially in the cockpit with the seats and control panels and whatnot. I like the colors on this guy. The deco is I think spot on, and while the form factor doesn't really say G1 to me. You know, the plain mode, the alt mode does. And I just overall like this guy. And he's actually the first time that I have completed a set of the original 3 Seekers was with Combiner Wars. I had Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. And again, it's the first time I've completed that trio in all of my Transformers collecting. Of course, I've done it several times since then. I've done it with Siege, and I've done it with Earthrise. And I really wanted to do it with the Universe Classics. But one of them, I can't remember which, was a Target exclusive in a 2-pack with the white Universe Classics Optimus Prime, which they called Ultra Magnus. So it was the core bot for Ultra Magnus, and I passed on it. I saw it once, passed on it, and I've been kicking myself in the butt ever since, because that would have been the first time that I completed the original trio. But I guess things happen like they do for a reason, and Combiner Wars was the first time that I completed the original trio of Seekers, and that's okay, because I really like this mold. And not to say it doesn't have some issues, it does, but I do like the fact that I did complete the team. So there's that. And the goofy thing about this guy is the missile, the launching missile, and it fires off very easily. In fact, I had no idea where it was until today when I got this guy out and I was walking over from where I store him to the review area, and I thought, hey, I saw a missile the other day. I wonder if it's the one that goes with this guy. And it is. It's either his or it's Starscream or Skywarp's. So one of them, but at least one of them has a missile that's going to be put up with it now. So that's good. And I did this from the Toybox for a long-time viewer, MC DJ ACDC. He had a question about the figure, and I said, well, I've got to do a from the Toybox review anyway, so I'll just go ahead and do it on Thundercracker, because you know you have questions about it, and maybe this will answer them, and I hope it does answer any questions that you might have had about the figure. If not, then I do apologize, but I hope that you enjoyed watching the review anyway. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel, reviewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.